Good day, everyone. So this is Alvin again from the Philippines, and today I am going to talk about my first leaderboard for Mr. Brazil 2019. So as of the moment, there are 38 contestants that has been selected so far, and the finale is going to be on the 4th of September 2019. And Mr. Brazil is the male pageant in Brazil which is responsible for sending the representatives to different international male pageants like Mr. World. They also send to Mr. Global, Mr. International, and to be honest, with the quality of contestants, of men that are competing in Mr. Brazil, I truly believe that, and I truly think that they need to take all the franchises for all male pageants, because every year, Mr. Brazil CNB always have a very great set and a strong set of contenders. And this year, another amazing batch. There's actually a lot of there's actually a lot of really strong and candidates that has great potentials to do very well in international stage. So I will be presenting my top 10 and also my one honorable mention. I have to mention him because I like him as well. So my honorable mention is by Shada Santista. He is Matheus Giora. He is very handsome and he's got a great body, but I am still on the fence with him because I am still looking for that consistency. Of course, I see his potentials to do really well, but for now, I'll place him at an honorable mention. I don't know what's happening today. My number 10 is Acre Pytter. I think is one of the candidates this year that we need to watch out for. I really love his very masculine appeal, but at the same time, giving us that sweet and charming smile. Although I don't necessarily see him as a winner as of this time, I could actually see potentials in him that he might do really well. He's got a great body and some of his close-ups are really good, but I just need to see some consistency in his looks as well. My number 9 is Espiritu Santo, Mikey Carletti. Well, I think there's something captivating and attractive about his smile. He really looks okay to me, and he's got a great body, and I like him too. I just think that my only concern is that will he be able to stand out against other candidates? Because if it's just me, I would actually prefer others over him. So I really hope once the competition starts, he can manage to stand out against other strong competitors. And who knows, I might change my mind, or he might do well, or he might let me swallow my words. My number 8 is BAHIA, Giovanni Queiroz, another candidate that I really like, just purely based on the physical aspect. He is gorgeous when he smiles, and his sex appeal is overflowing, and when he do the fierce and intense stare, I just love it. And also, his look stands out more with his very short hair, and love the cut of the facial hair too. But my only concern is, as of this time, I don't sense the vibe of a winner in him, even if I like him very much. Hopefully, I will sense that very soon. My number 7 is Brasilia Patrick Alvarenga. Mr. Brasilia is actually one of my sentimental favorites this year. He's also one of the youngest competitor at this edition at age 21. Aside, of course, from his beautiful body and that very handsome and angelic face, I really love the energy and the fun personality that I am getting from him. I have been following him in Instagram, and his personality always makes him shine. I love the effect of the facial hair in him too, but he just needs to make sure that it is properly trimmed. And when it comes to hair color, he switched into a lighter hair color. I think it still looks okay, but I would prefer a bit darker hair color for him because it gives some more oomph and some more bang in his looks. So I just hope he would switch with the darker hair. But of course, if he chose to stay with the lighter one, it's his choice. Overall, I am really excited to follow him once the competition begins. My number 6 is CEARA, Rodolfo Guedes. Now this one is really interesting. He is 30 years old and his body is just so good. And get this, he already got his PhD in biochemistry, and I think that is very impressive. When it comes to look, I could also see him as a potential winner, but if it's just based on my personal assessment with his very impressive profile, I could see him entering the top, but when it comes to winning, I am not sure yet. I still have other choices, but nonetheless, he's definitely going to be a huge threat, physical aspect-wise and profile-wise. Here's the trend with IMG in Miss Universe, because the more IMG highlights the importance of having a great profile, it is also affecting my reviews of other pageants, which really made me consider more those contenders which has strong profiles, and which is the reason why I really like CEARA as well. Although I'm not really a big fan of him. I mean, he looks great, but he's not really on the top of my list when it comes to physical beauty, because there are moments where his beauty is not my cup of tea, but his profile alone speaks a lot, and I think that is very impressive. And with PhD in biochemistry, I think he will do very well in interviews because he's very smart. Number 5 is ILHA dos Lobos, Jhonatta Zanotti. I am not completely sure if this type of beauty will work in Mr. Brazil, but my goodness, I am just loving his look very much. He is giving me that bad boy and very wild type of look, and his body tattoos just added more appeal to it. But at the same time, when you look at him in a close-up shot, he's got a very charming and angelic face, and that combination is just pure perfection. I really love his short hair to it, and it's just an overflowing sex appeal with him. And when I saw his Instagram account, and after looking at all photos of him, I was like, wow, this is just too sexy for me. But his face is very handsome. He's definitely a sure favorite of mine, and hopefully he will deliver in the competition, or else he needs to deliver. Number 4 is ALAGOAS, Jhonatta Nogueira. I just find something attractive about this man. There's just something about his look and his smile that is very typical and a possible Mr. Brazil winner. I could potentially see him as a winner. I love his very handsome face. He also got a great body, and if he will do well and perform well once the competition starts, then there is a possibility that winning could happen. My number 3 is Minas GERAIS, Gleidson Minarini. I really love his name, Gleidson Minarini. I love the sound of that. Although his look is a bit too model-ish for me, I still do see him as a possible Mr. Brazil winner as well. One of the best and handsomest faces in the competition this year. Amazing stance and physique, and his stare has so much intensity to it. He's also working in the field of medicine, so that is amazing. If only talking and focusing about international pageants, he is also a possible great representative for Brazil in international stage. My number 2 is Goiás, Gustavo Jobs. He is 30 years old, and one thing that I really like about him is that he doesn't look 30 years old at all, because he looked young, he looked fresh, and he has that looks that could easily and potentially do very well in international male pageants. He has that very charming aura and stare which could easily become our modern Prince Charming. He's got a perfect physique, and I would also bet on him as a potential winner of this edition. And my current number 1, based on what I have seen so far and based on everything that I have checked on their account, because the competition has not started yet, it'll start in a few weeks or so, because 1 month to go and they will be crowning their winner. But my current number one is CERRADO Goiano Diogo Bertoldo. Now this is one of the contestants that I'm crazy about. He is 28 years old and his type of beauty is the type of beauty that I really, really love. I am dying for his dimples when he smiles because it is raising my level of gayness by 200%. I loved him in every shot, and his body and those abs are just perfectly carved. And I am seriously seeing him as another contender for the win, and I am really hoping he will be given the chance to compete internationally if ever he will not win Mr. Brazil. And he is not just all face, all body, and all beauty, because this man is a civil engineer. Wow. Which is why he is one of the contestants that I would be cheering and rooting for this edition. So that's it. This is my current favorite for Mr. Brazil 2019. What do you think? Don't forget to leave your comments below. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and share the video as well. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe because you'll be seeing more of these videos in the future. So for now, thank you very much and have a wonderful day from the Philippines.